Airports judge you in under 10 seconds. What you wear decides if you breeze through security, get flagged for a pat-down, or lose out on an upgrade without even knowing it. These are the 8 outfit traps that silently wreck your trip, and the psychology behind why they work. Starting with the mistake that turns you into a walking red flag before you even hit the scanner: your shoes. The shoe trap. You're at the airport. It's 6 a.m. You're tired. You're late. And now, you're the reason the security line stopped moving. You're hunched over trying to untangle a pair of boots that looked great on Instagram and now feel like medieval torture devices. Your bag's tipping. Your socks are sliding. The guy behind you sighs loud enough to echo across the terminal. The kind that says, "Really? We're doing this now?" Here's what most people miss. This isn't just annoying, it's triggering something. Because when your shoes slow down the system, TSA doesn't see fashion, they see friction. And friction is a red flag. I learned this the hard way when on a connection through Atlanta. Thought I looked sharp in these high-top sneakers with about 17 laces and metal accents everywhere. The agent didn't say a word, just waved me over for secondary screening like it was pre-decided. And it kind of was, because agents aren't just watching what you wear, they're profiling how you move. Struggle with your shoes? They assume you'll struggle with your laptop, or forget your water bottle, or set off the scanner. Suddenly, you're not just a slow passenger, you're suspicious. And let's be clear, this isn't just about delays. If there's ever an actual emergency, federal law gives you 90 seconds to evacuate the plane. That's it. The boots you laced up for style, they just became your biggest liability. I once asked a flight attendant what she wears to fly, and she said, "If I can't run a 5K in them, I don't even pack them." And no, flip-flops aren't the answer either. Sure, they slide off fast at security, but try running to a gate in them when your connection's down to minutes. I watched a guy at LAX lose one mid-sprint, skate across the floor like he was auditioning for Disney on Ice, and faceplant into a Starbucks line. Security footage probably went viral. So what do the pros wear? Lightweight sneakers with solid grip and zero drama. No zippers, no metal, no fashion statements. Just gear that says, "I know how to move through an airport without becoming the main character." Because in the airport ecosystem, your shoes don't just carry you. They signal who you are. Pick the wrong ones, and you're not just slowing down, you're getting flagged, profiled, and possibly searched. Pick the right ones, and you glide through like the system was built for you. The sock rule. You finally wrestle off those trendy boots at security, the ones that nearly made you miss your flight. And now, you're standing barefoot on an airport floor that's seen coffee spills, baby drool, and at least one mystery liquid no one's identified since 2018. Most people are focused on germs, but that's not the real problem. Because while you're inching toward your gate, your body is already prepping for sabotage. Flight crews know something that most passengers don't. Once your flight crosses the 2-hour mark, the blood starts pooling in your legs. It's called dependent edema. That swollen foot feeling when you land? That's not just discomfort, it's your circulation waving a white flag. And sometimes it turns serious. A Reddit user shared how her aunt, 86 and perfectly healthy, took a 6-hour flight to Europe, wore regular socks, barely moved. By the time they landed, she was in a London hospital with a clot in her lung. That's not rare, that's reality. This is why compression socks aren't just about comfort. They're medical gear in disguise. They keep blood moving when you're stuck in a pressurized cabin, breathing recycled air and wondering if 17F will ever recline. But here's what'll actually change your routine. Always pack a second pair of socks in your carry-on. Not because you're a germaphobe, because it resets your whole mood. I started doing this after a brutal Denver flight. 3 hours delayed, 8 hours in the air. When I swapped socks mid-flight, it felt like I time-traveled into a better version of myself. Tiny move, massive difference. And here's a detail you'll love. Flight attendants do it too. They change socks during layovers, not just for hygiene, but because they understand what's happening under the surface. So if the crew is resetting mid-shift, why are you still suffering in the same pair from gate to gate? Dangerous leggings. Leggings are everywhere in airports. Yoga moms headed to Cabo, college students flying home, business travelers who gave up on button shirts 3 flights ago. They're comfortable, stretchy, and they look like the obvious travel uniform. Until there's a fire. Here's what no airline safety manual wants to say too loudly. Synthetic fabrics don't just burn, they melt. And when they melt, they fuse to your skin like napalm. Aviation journalist Christine Negroni, who's covered crash scenes for decades, put it plainly in the New York Times. Avoid artificial fabrics altogether when flying. She's seen what happens when polyester meets 1,000-degree jet fuel heat. Cotton turns to ash. Synthetics turn to second-degree surgeries. Want a real case? Flight 383, Chicago O'Hare, 2016. Engine explosion during takeoff. Passengers had 90 seconds to get out before smoke filled the cabin. Those in cotton burned but walked away. Those in synthetics, some needed skin grafts. And that's not even counting the non-emergency downside. Aircraft cabins are drier than the Sahara. Humidity drops to 10%. Synthetic fabrics trap heat and moisture against your skin. You're not just uncomfortable, you're marinating in your own stress hormones. There's science to that too. Natural fabrics like cotton and merino regulate your temperature better, which helps keep cortisol levels low. Translation? You feel less panicked, less irritated, and more like someone who can survive a gate change at 2 a.m. So what do the smart travelers wear? Cotton joggers, merino leggings. Even loose denim is safer than a stretchy polyester blend. Comfortable doesn't have to mean flammable. Here's something airlines won't say out loud. Their first aid kits carry burn gel, not for fuel spills, for clothes. And if they're packing it, maybe you should be packing smarter too. The underwear mistake. This one's going to sound strange, but it might be the most important decision you make before a long-haul flight. Your underwear. Because here's what's about to happen. You're going to sit in the same position for 8 hours straight. The air is dry enough to shrink an apple. The seat barely reclines, and what felt fine on the ground starts digging, pinching, and squeezing by hour 2. Most people don't think twice. They wear what they'd wear to work. Shapewear, lace, tight synthetics that look good under fitted clothes. But mid-flight, those same materials become a slow form of compression torture. I learned this the hard way on a red-eye to London. I wanted to land looking sharp, so I wore shapewear. Huge mistake. 4 hours in, I was twisting in my seat like I was in a steel corset. By the time we landed, I looked anything but polished. Here's the science behind it. Long flights cause fluid retention. Your body swells, waistbands tighten, seams dig in. That perfect fit at takeoff becomes a circulation trap somewhere over the Atlantic. Flight attendants know the fix. Cotton or merino underwear, one size up, moisture wicking, breathable, and soft enough to keep you from losing your mind in row 29. Uniqlo Airism, Icebreaker Merino. These are the unsung heroes of comfortable travel. And here's the move nobody talks about. Pack a second pair in your carry-on. Not because you're gross, because after 12 hours in the sky, a clean pair of underwear feels like a personality reset. It's also insurance. A coffee spill, unexpected sweat, or just the creeping realization that you don't want to wear the same thing a second longer. One blogger called it psychological torture after she flew 10 hours to Tokyo in damp underwear. Forgot a spare. Never again. In a freezing closet-sized bathroom, you don't want pretty. You want something you can change into quickly without turning into a full-body struggle. Color psychology. Here's something airlines won't say out loud. You get judged in the first 10 seconds, and what you wear can quietly shift how your trip unfolds. The outfit you choose doesn't just affect comfort. It can tilt the odds of an upgrade, trigger an extra screening, or completely change how crew treat you. And it starts before you even open your mouth. Plenty of travelers have noticed it. One Reddit user ran a 6-flight experiment. Same route, same airline. 3 flights in joggers and a hoodie. 3 in dark chinos and a collared shirt. The difference? Dressed down, he got treated like background noise. Dressed sharp, he got upgraded twice and received better treatment from gate agents and flight attendants. And there's another layer most people never consider. Color psychology. Bright neons, loud patterns, oversized logos, these make you stand out. Not just to people, but to facial recognition software, security cameras, and airport staff trained to monitor movement. Visibility isn't always your friend. The opposite is true for dark neutral tones. Navy, charcoal, olive, soft black. These colors help you blend into the background. They suggest calm and competence without calling attention. You become just another traveler, and that invisibility often translates to fewer questions and smoother boarding. Gate agents notice this too. One told me they're trained to watch for passengers who seem out of place. Someone in ripped jeans and a Slayer hoodie, carrying 3 bags and sporting facial piercings? That person gets a second look. But someone in dark jeans and a clean shirt? They pass right through without raising flags. The key is balance. Show up in a full suit to board a budget flight and you look like you missed your meeting. What actually works is that clean but casual look. The kind that says you know how the airport works, even if you're just heading home. Flight attendants notice it as well. How you dress signals how you'll act. People who take care with their appearance are more likely to be respectful, follow instructions, and stay calm in turbulence. Like it or not, airports are built to profile, and your outfit sends a message before you ever reach the gate. Metal traps. That sleek Apple Watch, the layered necklaces that look great in photos, even the AirTag you dropped into your coat pocket for peace of mind, all of them can quietly sabotage your security screening. Real story from SFO. A tech executive forgot he had an AirTag in his jacket. It pinged as an unknown electronic device on the scanner. What should have been a 30-second check turned into 15 minutes of searching while TSA agents tried to figure out what was quietly beeping. Here's what most people miss. Every beep from the scanner forces a decision. A wedding band might be harmless, or not. That watch could be a fitness tracker or a device storing data. And if you trigger enough alerts, you stop looking like a casual traveler and start looking like a question mark. Smart travelers do the metal check before they even hit the line. Everything metallic, rings, necklaces, watch, belt, goes in a small zip pouch. One container, one motion, no fumbling at the conveyor belt. If you have a medical device, this part is even more important. Pacemakers, insulin pumps, internal hardware, TSA agents need to know right away. Do not make them guess what's under your shirt. One diabetic traveler shared how a simple TSA medical notification card turned a 20-minute standoff into a smooth 2-minute conversation. No drama, no confusion, just recognition and a nod. Now zoom out. TSA is only part of the equation. Heathrow might not blink at your smartwatch, but in Singapore, that same device might trigger a pat-down. And if you are connecting through a third airport, the rules shift again. Always check the requirements before you travel, especially when you have stopovers. Hidden metal is what trips up most people. Underwire bras, rivets on jeans, zippers with heavy pulls. What looks like a low-key outfit might be a metal detector disaster. Here's the move. Swap leather belts for fabric. Choose plastic or ceramic jewelry. If you're flying long haul, go with a soft sports bra. The goal is not to dress like you're headed to jail. It is to walk through security like it's your second home. Smell factor. You step onto the plane feeling fresh, confident, maybe even a little stylish. 8 hours later, you smell like a forgotten gym bag. What happened? Most people have no idea that airplane cabins are basically flying deserts. Humidity plummets to 10 or 20%, which is drier than most actual deserts. Your skin starts losing moisture the moment you board, and your clothes stop behaving the way they did on the ground. Here's where it turns into a trap. Polyester might feel soft at the store, but once you're in the air, it becomes a magnet for odor. It locks in sweat, food smells, and that strange chemical scent every plane seems to have. And then it marinates you in it. One flight attendant put it bluntly, "We can always tell who's wearing synthetics by hour 3. The smell is unmistakable." And it's not just your scent that takes a hit. Synthetics also cling to wrinkles like a crime zone. Cotton and wool move with your body, releasing folds as you shift. Polyester, it freezes every crease in place. By the time you land, your outfit looks like it went through a spin cycle and gave up. It gets worse. Synthetic fabrics mess with your body's ability to stay comfortable. They trap heat when you're warm and offer zero insulation when you're cold. So you're sweating and freezing in the same seat, wondering why you can't just feel normal. Then there's static. Dry air plus synthetic clothes equals sparks. Your hair goes haywire. Your clothes cling in the worst places. And every metal surface becomes a shocking reminder that polyester is out to get you. The smarter move is simple. Stick to natural fibers. They breathe, they stretch, they insulate, and most importantly, they won't leave you smelling like a locker room at 35,000 feet. First 10-second rule. Airports are built to judge you, not in 30 minutes, in 10 seconds. From the moment you enter the terminal, cameras, crew members, and security staff are sizing you up before you even reach the gate. And it's not paranoia, it's protocol. Gate agents are trained to scan for signals. Security watches for behavioral cues. Flight attendants read your body language before you speak. And the biggest thing they're all watching? How you're dressed. Here's the psychology. In high-stress environments like airports, the human brain relies on shortcuts. Visual impressions become a snap assumption. And those assumptions can decide whether you're seen as a threat, a VIP, or someone who's going to cause a problem at 35,000 feet. Think about it. You dress like you're heading to a boardroom and you're most likely to get offered a last-minute upgrade. You dress like you rolled out of bed, and the system reads you as background noise, or worse, a wild card. One gate supervisor explained it like this: "We don't profile outfits because we're judging fashion. We do it because we've seen patterns. There's a connection between how people dress and how they behave. We're just getting ahead of the curve. It's not about wearing a suit, it's about looking intentional. Clean clothes, confident posture, calm energy. You don't have to fake wealth. You just need to signal that you know how the airport works." Because there's the part nobody talks about. The more professional and composed you look, the more people assume you've done this before, and in a space designed around control and safety, that impression can quietly shift everything. From your security experience to the seat assignment, to the way crew members treat you mid-flight. So the next time you pack for a trip, don't just think about comfort. Think about the first 10 seconds. That's when you get profiled. You might as well control the story they tell. Let's be honest, most travelers have no idea how much their outfit is working against them. But now, you do. From rookie shoe mistakes to synthetic fabrics that betray you at 35,000 feet. This isn't about looking stylish. It's about navigating a system that quietly profiles you from the moment you step inside. The truth is, airports profit from your discomfort. Every delay, every missed upgrade, every moment of chaos. It costs you and benefits them. Here's your challenge. Try just one change on your next flight. Maybe it's ditching the heavy boots. Maybe it's packing a backup pair of socks. Small shifts, big difference. Think your outfit's already airport-proof? Or did one of these traps catch you off guard? Scroll down, drop a quick comment, and let's see how many travelers are actually flying smart. And if this episode made you rethink what you wear to the airport, hit that like button, subscribe for more insider intel, and send this to someone who still shows up to TSA in lace-up boots and polyester joggers. Next episode, we're pulling back the curtain on 15 hidden flight tricks airlines don't want you to know. Some of these will change how you fly forever. Whenever you're flying next, just remember, the best travel hack is knowing how the game really works. You just decoded it. This is Transit Code.